Dear Diary, mood apathetic. I'm doing another fresh shaves review, but really, I'm just shaving the hours off my life with these stale opinions online. There's a little throwback for the older emos in the crowd. Welcome in. This is Fresh Shaves, where I review new music like fresh shaves off the big rotating kebab stick of the music industry. My name's Regan, and today we'll be looking at End of Us by TX2. If you're not familiar with TX2, they are a emo band that has risen up from TikTok, of all places, and really just good at recycling classics and winning at the algorithm. And hey, the algorithm is the almighty power by which you make it or break it these days, so don't hate the player, hate the game. In terms of recycling the classics, though, there is a way to do that well, and it's, rolling all your influences together and forming kind of something new that's a bit of flavor of each of them. What TX2 do is just kind of have each song feel individually inspired by a certain band, and it ends up like a little bit feeling like it's trend chasing and a little bit, well, a lot actually, lacking cohesion. You can go through the whole album and you can really pick which band each song is trying to emulate, and it's mostly My Chemical Romance, but there's also ones in there where I'm like, oh, this is Falling in Reverse, this is Panic at the Disco. Some of them are even a little bit more modern than that. I'm like, ooh, is this a little bit sleep tokeny? But I think you're still trying to hit the same market of just like, hey, elder emos who are in your 30s now, doesn't this sound like something you would have listened to, but it's also new and fresh? Hey? It does really make me appreciate those bands that I've just mentioned, though, especially something like My Chemical Romance, for the connective tissue of their album, where the whole thing is tied together and feels like a complete package. Whereas End of Us is very disjointed, and the only time songs feel connected is when you've got interlude tracks that don't really serve a purpose, other than just kind of make an extended intro that you can skip if you want to. But as a whole album, the songs don't really have ties in terms of style, theming, or narrative. It really feels like a collection of singles. At times, it comes off as inauthentic, and if they were more popular, I'd probably say they're an industry plant like tramp stamps, but just by virtue of they're still out there grinding, they're doing it on their own. Lyrically, it reminds me that even though I'm not 13 anymore, there will still be 13-year-olds in the world. Because some of the lyrics are things that I would say if I was playing a character of a 13-year-old. Real just like, you don't understand me, society type lyrics. And what else can you expect from an emo band that rose to fame on TikTok? If you have an idea in your head of how cringe that would be, TX2 times 2 that, buddy. That is how cringe it is. Musically, the sourest note on the entire thing is in Resistance. It has some of the worst screams I have heard on a produced record. These are the types of screams you would hear on a bedroom black metal project that has had no, mastering or anything done to it beyond just being mixed in Audacity. I can't believe that this must have gone through people who are like, yep, yeah, that's the cut to put on the album. Outside of that, though, it actually doesn't suck because, while I've given them shit this entire review for ripping off bigger bands, they do it well. Every time I'm like, oh, this sounds like My Chem, it's like, alright, it sounds like a song My Chem could have put out. Like, it's not like, oh, you're a cheap knockoff. It's like, oh, yeah, you're walking in their footsteps, and their footsteps is a lot of record deals, so maybe it's not a bad path to walk. They do have some songs that feel as though, like I said at the very start, they've kind of rolled influences into an original idea, and they're really good. The main one that pops in my head is Six Shots. It starts with this part that's very reminiscent of Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones, but you wouldn't say it's a direct copy. Like, it has a similar but different chord progression. It's structured different, and then as it progresses, it's got this really cool mariachi backing. It's got a lot of character and soul to it, and honestly, I'd love to hear more of that. Like, more of creating their own art without just kind of directly trying to be someone else. I don't know if I'd want it to be a full mariachi emo concept album, but Wait for the motorbike to go past. I haven't seen that done before. Maybe that could be really cool. Maybe that's their next album. A lot of the other good songs on the album are dominated by the features, because there's a lot of features, because, like I said, they know how to play the algorithm, and getting noticed on Spotify these days is all about having a good feature. And they have great ones. They got Black Veil Brides, they got Ice Nine Kills, they got fresher acts like Magnolia Park. But like I said, those styles dominate those songs. You know, the Ice Nine Kill song sounds like an Ice Nine Kill song. It doesn't feel like TX2 have their own personality to draw a little bit of Spencer into it. It just feels like they played the backing band for a fresh Ice Nine Kill song. And I think that's where it falls down. Like, it's a smart move industry-wise. It's a good song on its own, but I don't hear it and be like, oh, wow, this makes me want to check out TX2 more. It makes me go like, oh, wow, Ice Nine Kills are really cool. Let's put on, Welcome to Horrorwood again. For all that I've said in the negative, try as I might, they're such an earworm of a band. They are an absolute hate fuck of an album. They know how to copy parts from bigger bands. They know how to work them into sing-along anthems. They know how to put 15 seconds of that in your algorithm in vertical content so you watch the whole thing. Even the parts I want to take the piss out of, I have slipped from ironically singing to humming the tune when it's not playing. Whether it's songwriting or your newsfeed, these guys are very good at just formulaically putting something together that is going to get your attention. So for everything that I've said in the negative, look, take your bloody C for cringe. I was gonna say please play some headline shows when you're in Australia, because I know they're supporting another band here on their first Australian visit. Then I'm like, oh wait, has that happened already? I gotta look that up. So I looked it up, and it turns out it's actually happening tonight, and TX2 will be on stage in Melbourne tonight in 9 minutes as of time of recording. So I hope you smash it, and then I hope you can come back and play some headline shows, and I'll throw money at you and be that old guy at the back with my arms crossed being like... but I will still pay money to see this live, even though I've just hated on it for, how long into this recording are we? Oh, it doesn't actually say on OBS. There we go. Either way, that is End of Us by TX2. Send it to an emo that you know. They're gonna latch onto it because they'll hear stuff and be like, oh wow, it sounds like Falling in Reverse. Like they will play it. It will reach their algorithm whether they like it or not. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more music reviews. I've been Regan Boyce, aka Pink Demon. Peace out. Okay, after I finished recording, I saw where it says in the bottom corner how long I've been recording for, so sorry for slandering OBS as a recording software, I guess. I was wrong. Peace out.